Scope of environmental studies. The scopes refer to what we actually study in the subject, how broad it. Environmental study is a multidisciplinary object, meaning it combines aspects of biochemistry, physics, geography, and social science. Its main scope including the following area: natural resources management, understanding how to properly use the resources like forest, water, mineral, and soil so they don't run out. Ecological biodiversity studies different species of plant and animal, their habitats, how to protect them from extinction, pollution control, identify the cause of air, water, soil, and noise pollution, and developing technology or method to control them. Environmental policies law include learning about the rule, regulation, and law made of government to protect the environment and ensure that they are followed. Human health human health study how environment change like pollution or climate change affect human health and well-being. Third, importance of environmental studies. Do you need to study the environment? It is important. Can we understand through these key points? Essential for living life and health. A clean environment is just based on requirement for healthy life. Whether it is fresh air to breathe while working out or clean the water to drink. It all from the environment. Studying it studying it help us to understand how to keep it clean for us on survival sustainable development. This mean this means using resource is a such way that we meet us current need without finishing them off for future generation like coal, petroleum and fresh air. Environmental studies teach us how to achieve this balance. Next, solving global issue. Solving, solving global issue. Solving global issue. Today the world is facing massive threat it global warming, climate change and ozone layer deple- depletion. We need to study environment to understand this problem and find global solution. Spreading awareness. People would not stop using single use of plastics, cut down the trees unless they know the harm it causes. The subject plays a major role in education, the public, and creating environment awareness. Maintaining ecological balance. Humans are just one part of nature, not the owners of it. Environmental studies teach us to live in harmony with other living beings, the mountains, and the nature balance of the earth. First chapter khatam. Second, what is natural resources? Natural resources are materials or substances that exist in nature and used by human by survival and fulfill their daily needs. These include everything for the air we breathe and the water eh, we drink through the soil, forest minerals and sunlight. Simply put, any natural wealth that is useful to mankind is a natural resource. Second, classifications of natural resources. The natural resources primarily classified into two main categories based on their availability and regeneration. Renewable resources. These are the resources that can rely on renewable them naturally over the short period. As they we do not destroy their source, they will run out. Example: solar energy, wind, water, forest, and wildlife. Non renewable sources. These are resources that extend in limit quantity, and once they are used up, it take millions of time to them to form again, meaning they cannot be easily replaced. Example: fossil fuel, coal, petroleum, natural gases, and minerals, iron, copper, gold. Third, major type of natural resources, their issue. The environmental studies we took we look also at species such as resources, how we use them, and the problem causes by overusing them. First, A. Forest resources uses provide timber, fuel, fruits, medicine, and oxygen. They are prevent soil erosion and preventing habitat for wildlife. Major issue: deforestation, cutting down all massive trees in the massive scale for agriculture, mining, urban urbanization, urbanization. These lead us to loss biodiversity and climate change. B. Water resource uses drinking, agriculture, industries, and generating electricity. Major issue: overextension if groundwater groundwater leading to water scarcity, pollution of river and lake by industrial chemical. Sixth, mineral resources uses building materials, manufacturing vehicles, electronics and jewelries. Major issue: mines causes several land degradation, dust pollution, and destroying the local environment and forest. D. Food resources. E. Energy resources. E. Energy resources. Powering home, industrial, and transport, transportation. Major issue: a dependency on pollution, non-renewable sources like coal and oil. There is an urgent need of shift of alternate green energy resources like solar and wind power. F. Land resources uses agriculture, building house, and setting up industrial. Major issue: landsliding, soil erosion, loss of fertilization, top layer of soil, and desertification into desert due to the bad farming practicals. Fourth, conservation of conservation conservation of natural resources. Conservation does not mean completely stopping the use of natural resources. It means using them wisely and efficiently so that they last long. Rule of an industrial of conservation. Saving electricity by turning off light and fan when it is not in use. Practicing nee, practicing rainwater harvesting and fix leak tap to save water. Using public transportation, carpooling, walk to save fuel, following the 3 rupees 3 R's. Follow the 3 R. Reduce, reuse, recycle. तो 4 R होते हैं ना, पता नहीं क्या है. 5. Equitable use of resources, sustainable lifestyle. Equitable use. It means sharing resource fairly along all people across the global country development countries consuming a massive portion of earth environment while developing countries structure based need for sustainable future resource must be distributable or equally so every people basic needs are met without destroying the planet. Third chapter. What is an ecosystem? An ecosystem is a geographical area where plants, animals, and other organisms are well as weather and landscape work together for a bubble of life. And scientific term. An an environment, any ecosystem is a community of living beings, organisms, plants, animals, and microbes, microbes interacting with their non-living environment, air, water, soil, as a single system. Term ecosystem was coined by A.G. Transley in 1935. Structure of component of an ecosystem. Every ecosystem is made up of two main parts: abiotic, abiotic component, non-living things. These are physical and chemical factors that the living organism. Physical, physical factors: sunlight, temperature, rainfall, and soil. Chemical factors, chemical factors: mineral, gases, oxygen, nitrogen, carbohydrate, and water. Biotic, biotic components, living. This includes all the organisms in the ecosystem. They are divided into three categories based on how they get their foods. Procedure. These are mainly green plants that make their own food using sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide. Thus are called photosynthesis. Eh? Photosynthesis. Consumers. Animals that contain their food and depend on other plants and other animals. Primary consumer. Herbivorous. Eat plant. Example: cow, rabbit, grasshopper. Secondary consumer. Carnivorous. Eat herbivorous. Frog, small birds. Frogs. Trash, top carnivorous. Eat other carnivorous. Lion, eagle. Third, function and ecosystem. How does ecosystem actually work? Its function through two main process: energy flow. The sun is the ultimate source of energy. Energy flow in single direction from the sun produces consumers decomposer. उसके बाद डिकम्पोजर कैसे बन गए? Nutrient is a cycle. Unlike energy, nutrition, carbon dioxide, and water does not flow in the straight line. They continuously cycle between living and non-living part in the environment and ecosystem. Key concept in an ecosystem. To understand how organisms are connected, we study three main concepts. Food chain. A simple straight line will show how it to whom and ecosystem it show how energy transferred. Example: grass, grasshopper; frog, snake, eagle. Food web. It is a reality. Naturally, it is not a simple straight line, and animals cannot eat mainly different things and can be eaten by the many animals. A food web is complex network of interconnected chain ecological pyramid. A graphic represent of the relationship between different organisms and ecosystem. They can show the number of organisms, the amount of living tissues or amount of energy they each level. Types of ecosystem. Ecosystem is can be small or massive. They are broadly divided into two types. In trial ecosystem, land based. Forest ecosystems dominated by trees and in rich wildlife. Grassland ecosystem dominated by grasses, usual founded area with less rainfall. Desert ecosystem extremely dry area with little water and specific plant animal like camel. Eutrophic nee, Eutrophic aquatic ecosystem. Freshwater ecosystem ponds, lake, streams and rivers with no salt. Marine ecosystem ocean, sea and saltwater. Chapter 4. What is biodiversity? Biodiversity refer to incredible variety of live on earth. It includes everything for tiniest bacteria to the largest whales, along with the plants, animal, fungi, and ecosystem they form. In the simple term, it is the richest and variety of life forms present on our planet. Level of biodiversity. Biodiversity is usually studies at three different levels. Genetic biodiversity, the variety of genes within a single species. For example, all dogs belong to the same species, but there are so many different breeds like pug, German Shepherd, Husky, because they genetically diversity. Humans also look different from one another due to this species diversity. The variety of different species found in the particle area. For example, a tropical forest has a high species diversity because it contains thousands of different types of trees, birds, insects, and mammals. Ecosystem diversity, the variety of different ecosystems present in regions on earth. This includes desert, forest, wetland, mountains, and oceans. Value value of biodiversity. This essential for survival of the plant and mankind. It value can be categorized. The consumption use value direct use of nature for direct needs, such gathering firewoods, catching fish, and for fruit or medicine herbs. Productivity use values, chemicals, commercial use of nature, industrial use biodiversity to produce paper, silk, with leather, timber, and modern medicines. Ecological value. People produce oxygen, forest regurgitation, and wetland purify water, keep the earth functional properly. Aesthetic value. Huh? Aes- Aesthetic values. The beauty of nature. People travel far wide to see nature, park, mountains, and wildness because wildlife because nature gives us peace and joy. Fourth, threat to biodiversity. Unfortunately, the variety of life on Earth is rapidly decreasing. The mainly threats are habitat loss, fragmental, cutting down forest and build cities, industrial farms. When animals lose their homes, they cannot survive. Poaching, hunting, illegal hunting of animals for the skin, horse, tusk, and meat. Pollution, chemical pesticides, plastic and oil spread poison and poison land and water, killing millions of creatures. Climate change, global warming. Climate change, global warming, and change the temperature and weather pattern are making it difficult for many species to survive. Impressive includes new known negative people are plants and animals to into an area can destroy all local species. Fifth, biodiversity hotspot. A hotspot is a region that has an extremely high of biodiversity species, specifically one that are found nowhere else in the world, but is heavily threatful for human activity. India is the major hotspot like the Western Ghat and Himalayas. Sixth, conservation of biodiversity. We must protect biodiversity for more go species go extinct. Conservation is the conservation is done two main way. It first on-site conservation, eh? Protecting animals and plants in their nature homes. This is the best way to protect them. Example: creating a nature park, wildlife security, biosphere rivers, ex situ ex situ conservation, taking animals and plants out their nature habitat and protecting them in specific man-made location. This is usually done for species that are on the verge of extinction. Example: zoos, garden, aquarium, sea, seed bank. Fifth chapter. What is environment pollution? Pollution is the industrial harmful materials into the environment which degrades the quality and make it unsafe for living beings and living organisms. Pollutant, pollutant, the actual substance of energy that cause pollution, plastic, smoke, chemical, loud noise. In the simple term, any understood change in the physical, chemical, biological characteristic of Earth air, water, soil that humans harmful creative creature in called pollution. Major type of pollution: air pollution. What is it? The presence of harmful gases, dust, and smoke in air causes ext- exhaust from people, vehicle, smoke from factories and power plant, burning of fossil fuel, coal, petrol, and crop burning. Effect: disease like asthma, cancer, smoke plus fog, acid rain, and global warming. Controls: plant more trees, CNG, electric vehicles, install filter on factory for shifting to solar and wind energy. B. Water pollution. What is it? It contamination of water bodies, the river, lake, ocean, and groundwater. Causes: dumping inhydrated chemical, eh, releasing city waste directly into the river. Agriculture runoff. Effect effect spread spread waterborne diseases, that of diabetic life, and shortage of clean drink water. Control: threats savage industrial waste to realizing that reducing the use of chemical filtration and avoid the dumping of plastic to water. Soil pollution, land pollution. What is this? The degradation of earth, landscape, and soil quality. Causes: exclusive use of excessive uses of chemical, pesticides, fertilization, dumping of soil waste, and mining activities. Effect: loss of fertilization, hard to grow crops, harmful chemicals, entire of food chain, entering the food chain, damage to local landscapes. Control: promoting organization farming, single use of plastic and paper, dissolving. D. Noise pollution. What is the wanted distribution of exclusive sound loud that harmful was animal harm human and animal life, causes heavy traffic, loud music, loudspeaker, constricting side, and industrial machinery. Effect: hearing loss, high blood pressure, extreme stress, sleep distribution, panic in animals like bird, nest. Controls are strict law against world loud horns and speak near hospital, school, using soundproof in factories and plants and tree. Third, other type of pollutions. Marine pollution, the pollution of sea due to the oil spills from ship, plastic waste, and cluster city sewage. It destroy marine ecosystem in coral reefs. Thermal pollution. Thermal pollution. Thermal pollution when industrial and power plant use river water for cooling, then they release hot water back into the river. They suddenly change the temperature and kill the fish. Thermal pollution. Fish reduce oxygen level in the water. Nuclear hazards. Pollution causes by radioactive materials for nuclear power plant accidentally or nuclear weapon testing. This extremely dangerous and causes several genetic manipulation of and cancer. Fourth, solid waste management. A major part of controlling pollution in detailing with the soil waste generated by cities and industrials causes causes of solid waste, rapid over pollution and throwaway culture management. The three are reduce, consume less and create less waste. Reuse, use item again instead of throwing them. Use glass bottle or store water to store water. Resources, process waste materials like paper, glass, metal to create new products. Fifth, rule of industrial and preventing pollution. Do not need to scientific or pollution to help stop pollution. Small daily action make big difference. Throw garbage in dustbin. Say no to plastic carry bags and cloth bag. We use public transportation or ride a bicycle to reduce air pollution. Do not waste electric and water. Sixth chapter. सिक्स चैप्टर में क्या है दिस चैप्टर कॉन्सेप्ट एनवायरमेंट विल ह्यूमन society which focus social problem causes environmental degradation how security may to problem them first unsuitable of to suitable development unsuitable development when we use natural resources ridiculously for quick economic growth destroy the environmental in process. These this leaves nothing for future sustainable development growing and developing in the way that meets to need the present without consuming the ability of future generation to meet their own needs in meaning balancing economic process with environmental product geographic global environmental issue. Security today is facing massive wildlife environmental threat, global warming, climate change, the continuous rise of earth's temperature due to greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide from the car and the factories. This is lead to extreme weather, melting glacier, and the rising level ozone layer deplication, depletion, ozone layer depletion. The ozone layer is the shield of the temperature the ozone layer is the shield in the atmosphere that protect us from the sunlight harmful UV rays. Chemical causes CFC used old EC and refrigerator creates holes in the ozone layer leading the skin cancer and plant damage. Acid rain Acid rain. When the pollution of factory survey mixed with the rain and felt as a oxidation rain, it damaged buildings like Taj Mahal, acidic aquatic life, and makes soil infertilized. Fourth, third, water conservation and management. Since fresh water and since fresh water resource meaningful for the major social responsibly main water rainwater harvesting collecting and storing rainwater falling from the roof to ground instant letting run off It run off this water is used for recharge ground water label daily chores water shield management watershed management managing the land and the water resource for the specific area providing corrosion soil corrosion retain water improve the local environment for farming and lives livings. Fourth, resettlement and rehabilitation of people. Very simple sensitive social issue. When large development project like big dam mining sites nature park and creating thousand people are forced to leave their house and land. The issue. The people lost their home, livelihood and culture. Government must provide them properties, new houses and jobs, but the process is often and containing includes social impact, environmental ethics. Ethics refer scenes to right and wrong. Environmental ethics deal with the moral responsible towards nature. Uh, it questions human action to do the right to destroy the forest for the shopping malls to animals. Do animals have right to live in peaceful? It teaches us the human are not masters of the earth but just one part of the large ecological family. We must respect all the living forms. We have to respect all the living forms. Sixth, consumer and waste products. Consumers and waste products. Modern security to drive the habit of buying more and more things that we can do not actually need. This is a lifestyle lead to massive production of waste, single use plastic, electronic waste like old phone and computer, disposing the massive amount of safely in one biggest social change today. Seventh, environmental protects act in India. The tackle these issues, the governor has created strict law to punish polluter and protect nature. The most important ones are water, the water, the Water Act, the Air Act, the Environment Act, Wildlife Protect Act, the Forest Conservation Act. Seventh, this chapter deal with the how growing number of people of Earth affect to environmental, how the changing environmental into the effect of human health and social population growth and population explosion 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 population growth, the increase in population growth number of people living in the particular area people uh, explosion. A sudden, rapid, massive increase in the human population. This happened when the birth rate remainly high, but the death rate drops scientifically due to the better medicine factories, medicines and food supply. The problem: the earth has to fix the amount of resource, land, water, minerals. When the population explodes, these resources get used faster, leading the storage of environments destruction. Second, impact of pollution growth on the environment. More people mean more demand for everything. This lead to deforestation, cutting down forest to build house, road, farmer land for more growth, population, resource development, faster in consumer for fossil fuel, coal, petrol, fresh water, and minerals, increased population. More people mean more vehicle, more factories, more garbage, which heavily polluted the air, soil and water, environment, environment and human health. A, degradable, degraded, 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 degraded environment actually harm human health. Air pollution lead to asthma, lung cancer. Water pollution causes deadly waterborne diseases, cholera, typhoid, and diversity. Chemical and pesticides in our food chain can be cause long-term health issues, including the food poisoning and cancers. Maintaining clean and healthy environment is most important step in protecting human health. Value of education: the education means teaching people about moral ethics and good behavior. It contact the subject it involves, teaching respect for nature and wildlife, educating people about important cleanliness, hygiene, and not throwing garbage in public places, developing mindset for saving resources for future ge- generation, developing a mindset saving for future generation, women and child welfare, the health and education for women, child, and selectly contact for con- connected to population control and healthy environment. Women education like women educated women are mostly like to smaller, healthier, familiar, which naturally help control the population explosion. They are also more aware hygiene and nutrients. Childcare, that child get clean water, nutrients, food, and pollution free environment to grow healthy and strong. Human rights: every human being is fundamental right to clean, live in clean, safe, healthy environmental degradation often these right. Poor communities who suffer the most of lack water and air suffer from more clean water and air pollution. Rule of information technology IT in environmental and human health. Computers, smartphone and internet satellites play a massive role today. The environment satellite have to track weather change, monitors forestation, fires, location, pollution, hotspot, locating population hotspot, predicting natural disaster. So we can say live safe in health. It help in keeping medicine record research. Now medicine spread aware about diseases and providing online medical consultation. Chapter 8 last. This is the final chapter of syllabus, and unlike the other it is purely practical. It is step out of the class and see understanding environment in real life. What is a field work? Field work is involves field work involves field work field work field work involves doing arts outside directly observe study and collect data about the environment instead just reading ecosystem and pollution in the textbook. You are looking them in with your major activities in fieldwork during the part of the course. Student and casually expect to complete the following practical task. A, visit a local area to document environment assessed. This mean explosion exploring a local river like bias forest, greenland or mountains area to observe the natural wealth with. You take notes and then kind of tree growth, their soil type and water resource available. B, study a local ecosystem. You pick a simple every ecosystem and observe how it do work. This could be a simple observation the insect, bird, grass at local sports ground where people go far for morning sprint studying and nearby pond to hill slope. C. Visiting a populated site. Going to the local urban area, industrial zone, agriculture field to see real life example of pollution. Pollution. Visit a polluted site. Pollution, for example, observation of players, city garbage dumping or steam with dirty water flows and figuring out the cause of the effect that pollution. D. Studying common flora and fauna, documenting the plant flora and animals, bird, insect for found the intimate found surrounding it helped understanding the local diversity. Third, why is field work important? Practical knowledge. It bridges the gap between theory and reality. Reading about habitat loss is one thing, but seeing and deforestation must slope make it real. The observation skill. It train at you to look at your surrounding closely. You starting noticing noticing the type of birds around home and quality the air breathe. Problem solving. By looking all the local polluted site, you can think to practical real life solution that actually work from the specific work. ठीक है फिर